to another episode of the British Pokemon League Championship Division Week 3. We have now covered Week 3, so that means that, results are started to get some shape. It is relatively new into the season, however, so plenty more Pokemon to be played, like we like to say here. Plenty more games to go, but things are starting to shape up. Some particular coaches are showing how strong their teams truly are. Others are a little bit on the back foot and maybe needing to pick up some wins. Regretfully, I didn't have time to make up a schedule, and unfortunately I didn't get the time to quickly put it on here, so apologies about that. The featuring match is going to be Quaxly Hotspur against Chillin Chespins. That is the featuring match. But before I get into tell you about the schedules, who's playing who, let's have a look at the league table. I was going to say league table as it stands at the moment. So as you can see, Gen A with PSV team there is at the top spot with a 2-0 record at the moment, with a 4+4 goal game difference, should I say. I was going to say goal difference. Sacramento Score Bunnies, dicey in that second spot with the same 2-0 record, but just missing out on that game difference, as is the same with the Polytoad Belly Drummers. So yeah, all with three, they're all wins, on their first 2 matches. So well done to those. In the 4th place, we've got Chillin Chespins, sick there. Ted with his Sky Strikers team, Dogsy with his Shadow Kings, Silver with the Tyranitar Tyrants, and then Murkrows is Hazard with the Marvelous Murkrows, and then Georgia Grand Bulldogs, who is coached by Esquire. They're all on a 1-1 record so far. And then, like I said, there are some coaches who are going to want to, pick up the pace and pick up some wins, and that is the Altered Aegis Slashers Slimy, Quaxly Hotspur Draco, and then Jabba with the Knights of Sidonia team. So yeah, like I said, don't have the schedule up at the moment, so apologies about that. But the featuring match will be Draco with his Quaxly Hotspur PC against 6 Chillin Chespins team. After that, we do have Gen A with her PSV team. Okay, I can't remember who is it against, but apologies. But it will show up as I go through the teams, though. So, apologies about that. But let's just jump straight into the first featuring match, shall we? So, featuring match for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the Quaxly Hotspur PC team, coached by yours truly, Draco, and then Chillin Chespins, coached by Sick, of course. As you can see, Draco has got a double genie team with that Tapu Lele terrain control and Thievul to get that unburden procced. He's got the Mega with the Bee Drill. He's got he's got the Hisuianmon there with the Enamorous, which, is something that we don't know a lot about, so you have to do a little bit of research. This is going to be a very interesting game, We do, of course, Draco does have to be careful if he does bring the Prankster Thunderous, because if you bring the Prankster Thunderous, then maybe Tapu Lele is not the best choice to bring either, because you want to get your Prankster moves off against the opponent, and you don't want the Psychic Terrain, of course. So there might be a little bit of a terrain battle going on here. We do have the Tapu Lele on Draco's side, and then, Sick does have the Rillaboom, so there could be a bit of terrain battle going on. We do have the Milotic there, which of course, if you go for any Icy Winds or any kind of, stat lowering moves, you're going to proc that competitive ability, potential competitive ability, should I say. I think this one is going to be interesting. We've got we got some really good follow me Pokemon as well, like Jirachi on 6 side, and then, you know, Pichu can go for follow me on Draco's side. Let's not forget, I forgot about the Mega Lopunny as well, so let's not forget about the Mega Lopunny. Yeah, some really, this is going to be an interesting game. You know, 6 got some fake out pressure from Persian, from Rillaboom, so that is something to consider. Altaria, of course, can be the Mega. Gallade can be the Mega. Yeah, so a couple of Megas there to take into account. And then, of course, Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is like a really actually great bulky Pokemon. Like, it's surprisingly bulky, so that is something that Draco has to be mindful of. When you look at these teams though, you know, Tapu Lele is actually pretty good here. You know, you just got to be mindful of the Jirachi, which of course can hit you for super effective damage. And of course Enamorus can be really solid here. Thundurus likewise can be very solid, so these are good mons to probably maybe pick up. But like I said, I think, you know, Draco has to be mindful of the fake out pressure, the tailwinds, you know, to make sure to get the speed of control, and just to make sure to apply pressure. So anyway, let's jump into these let's jump into these games and this match, and best of luck to both opponents, of course. Let me just double check. I just remembered, I think I've just done something. Yep, I haven't done something just yet, so bear with me. Let me just do this very quickly. Oops. Okay, I literally just remembered this. Okay. I think I have got them all. Okay, there we go. Okay, apologies about that. Let's jump into this match. If the music is too loud to let me know, guys, and I will do my best to, you know, lower it. But yeah, so on 6 side we do have that Rillaboom, Jirachi. Porygon has actually making an appearance, Cinderace, Piloswine and Altaria. And then on Draco's side, we've got the Thundurus, Beedrill, Tapu Lele, Thievul, Enamorus, and Typhlosion. Draco going straight away with the Unburdened Thievul and Tapu Lele. It has been confirmed that, of course, Rillaboom will be slower than that Tapu Lele, which does mean that it does have the terrain control straight off the bat. Which does also mean now that Draco does have to be mindful of that fake out pressure that Rillaboom is now putting on. You know, you can imagine that Porygon is probably going to go for a protect here with the quick guard from the Thievul, so good tech there from Draco, predicting that fake out from the Rillaboom, and Tapu Lele just going with that psychic terrain move just to make sure that Draco has that terrain control. So good tech there on Draco's side. Porygon has gone for that Trick Room, however, so Thievul unfortunately is in a bit of a spot. Double protect there from Draco. Try attack from the Porygon going into that Tapu Lele, and then U-turn from the Rillaboom, unable to go off because of that protect. I like the double protect there. You just stall out, you know, one of those turns of Trick Room, and you can just, you know, maybe now you know some move sets, so you know that U-turn is going to do quite a lot of damage into that Thievul. So yeah, so I liked that by Draco there, just scouting out for a bit of information, and also stalling out a ton of Trick Room. So yeah, well played by Draco, and let's see what he does. You could switch out that Thievul, but U-turn will do quite a lot of damage, and try attack does come off into the Thievul. And yeah, that does look like... Oh, Thievul actually managed to survive. That's really impressive on 2% HP. Piloswine coming in. Psyshock does a lot of damage, and knockoff just taking off that Eviolite, so that is easier to KO that Porygon. Good turn there from Draco, but, you know, Thievul has taken a lot of damage. High Horsepower did so much damage there thanks to the Life Orb, but Tapu Lele hanging on, and the Psyshock just taking out that Piloswine. Rillaboom returns to the field, changes that terrain back to the grassy surge, and yeah, and there is one more turn of Trick Room remaining. Really good turn there from Draco. Like, despite taking a lot of damage, a really good turn. We do see the Protect from Lele and U-turn taking out their Feeble, and Rillaboom switching back out into the back, and Altaria can now come in and apply some pressure. I liked that turn by Draco as well. You know, he wanted that free switch in, and Feeble did such a tremendous job up until this point. So yeah, you know, I'd be happy with how Feeble did. You know, Trick Room has finished now, so you can potentially bring in a Pokemon from the back that can just deal really heavy damage and yeah, there we go, really heavy damage and fast damage as well. So like I said, Typhlosion has joined in the field. Typhlosion, you know, you can imagine that thing is probably scarfed and it's going to be doing a lot of damage as well. Altaria does have access to some rock type moves, so that is something that Draco has to be mindful of. You can imagine that Porygon is more than likely going for the Trick Room again here, just to make sure that he has the speed control. There is the Mega Altaria, and that is the Eruption. Not doing as much as what I was thinking, actually. And Moonblast, though. Moonblast did more than enough just to take out that Mega Altaria, and this is now a 3v2. However, Trick Room has gone up now, so Porygon is in a good place here. Protect from Lele. Critical hit, unfortunately, from the Porygon 2's Tri-Attack, and the knockoff, just knocking off that Choice Scarf item and getting that KO. So good turn there from Sick, and also getting some information on items as well. So yeah, good turn there. This is a little bit of a predicament now. Rillaboom can just go for that Grassy Glide into Tapu Lele, and it's a pretty safe Grassy Glide, to be honest. It more than likely will KO Tapu Lele from that range, and then Beedrill's just going to have a hard time. And there's also 3 more turns of Trick Room, so yeah, this is a good position for Sick to be in. Porygon's in a great position. I think Draco ignored this Porygon a little bit too much. I understand, you know, trying to stall out Trick Room and pivoting, but I think the Porygon should have been dealt with a little bit sooner. Is it too late for Draco though? Some good stuff. There's the Mega Beedrill, and yeah, like I said, Grassy Glide takes out that Tapu Lele. Recover is revealed on that Porygon, and Poison Jab one shot in that Rillaboom, and it is now a 1v1 B versus robot. I don't know, Duck. Sorry, B versus Duck. However, there are 2 more turns of Trick Room, so you know this is a little bit on Porygon's. Porygon's got the edge. There is the Protect there from the Beedrill just to stall out that turn of Trick Room, which leaves us just with 1 more. Beedrill is quite frail, so this Tri-Attack will do a lot. Okay, not as much as what I was thinking. Oh my word, Poison Jab did so much damage there thanks to the earlier knockoff on the Eviolite. Poison Jab finishing off that Porygon, and that is a 1-0 to Draco. Very well played by Draco, stalling out not 1 but 2 Trick Rooms. So really impressive from Draco. Sick changing things up now, and so is Draco. Rillaboom and Altaria out on the lead, and then Enamorus and Thundurus out as a lead. Draco has really changed this up now, which is quite interesting. You can imagine that the Thundurus and Enamorus will just go for heavy damage here. Like I said, you know, Enamorus is a Hisuian mon, so we don't know too much about this Pokemon other than that it's a fairy flying type. So unless you've done a little bit of research. The bee is strong indeed. That bee packs a punch. Interesting turn. You can imagine that Fake Out comes out here, but No fake out from the Rillaboom, but there is a protect from the Altaria. Mystical Fire doing some good damage into Rillaboom. Electro Web just reducing that speed. U-turn, not doing too much to the Thunderous, but a little bit of chip is always good. And Cinderace now joins in the field. You can imagine that Cinderace probably might go for a Sucker Punch here. Excuse me. Eerie Impulse from the Thunderous into Enamorus, proccing that contrary ability, which means that it doesn't reduce it, it boosts it, and getting that absolutely one-shot KO into that Altaria. Excuse me. Oh, that's okay. No worries. It's all good. The logos are there, so everyone knows which logo's which. Fake out there from the Rillaboom does manage to take out the Enamorus. Pyro Ball getting a burn, but it doesn't matter when you've got... This is Prankster Thunderous, so it doesn't really apply, to be honest. I mean, it is a bit frustrating that, you're on a bit of a timer, because, the burn does tick you off every turn, so... That is a bit frustrating, but in regards to damage, it's fine. Beedrill does join in. You can imagine now that the Beedrill is more than likely going to be going for this Cinderace. You want to be getting rid of the Cinderace before anything, because Rillaboom won't be doing too much damage to the Beedrill. So Cinderace is probably the priority to try and take out. Thunderous can go for, maybe a Thunder Wave if it's got it up its sleeve. I know it doesn't have sleeves, but, you know what I mean. Alright. Rillaboom does switch out and Jirachi now joins in. We do see the Protect from Thunderous and the Protect from Cinderace. That's a good call from Sick there because, yep, the Poison Jab would have done a lot of damage. And now, Sick's in a good position because Jirachi has just came in, so Draco can't go for any poison jabs because if you go for the poison jab and Sick goes for Follow Me, it's going to do nothing. So you've got to go for a bug type move here really, and Thunderous, I don't know, Thunderous can just go for some damage, gets a Thunderbolt, but Draco does go for a poison jab though, and foul play revealed by the Thunderous. And the Pyro Ball manages to just get rid of that Thunderous, and now it's become a 3v2. That was yeah, I'm not sure why. I was just trying to work out why Draco went for the poison jab there. Maybe he forgot that Jirachi had Follow Me. I'm not sure, but poison doesn't do anything to steal, so yeah, not the greatest turn there, but Draco can still manage to pull this back. Protect from the Beedrill there is revealed, and Psyshock not really doing too much, I'm afraid. Iron Head doing a lot of damage, but the Bibiri Berry managing just to reduce it. And now this is a tough position now because Beedrill just protected. Rillaboom's been switched in, which of course means that he can go for the fake out and just go for some damage by the Jirachi. So, yeah, a little bit of a troubling position for Draco here. Rillaboom is proving to be quite a nuisance for Draco. Rillaboom's been really putting in the work, and there's the fake out. Like I said, Jirachi can surely just go for some damage here. Iron Head into the Beedrill, which does manage to take it out, and now it's a 3v1. And I'm afraid that Tapu Lele, I can't see it coming back from this one, especially with Jirachi still on the field. We do see a Follow Me, and Grassy Glide does go into the Tapu Lele, and it does manage to pick up that KO, which means it is a 1-1, and we go into our third game, ladies and gentlemen. So really good stuff there from Sick. Sick changes it up once again with the Cinderace and Altaria, and Draco again changes it up on his side with the Tapu Lele and Typhlosion this time. I'm not quite sure who's got the more of the upper hand in this, because Cinderace hits extremely hard. Altaria you know, I think Sick does need to switch out this Altaria because Tapu Lele has shown that it can just one-shot it with a Moonblast. I believe that was in game 1 where Tapu Lele, you know, went for the Moonblast and it did manage to pick up the one-hit KO. Actually, I think the Altaria was chipped a little bit, so we'll see though. But, you know, Altaria probably would want to switch out here. Maybe into the Rillaboom. You know, Rillaboom can take those Moonblasts really well, or Jirachi, depending on who Sick has in the back. But Typhlosion's in a pretty decent position. It has with... We do know that it is Choice Scarf, thanks to game 1. Thievul switches in though, and Unburden is procced there. Well, not Unburden, but the... Ironhead's going for the Tapu Lele. Ooh, just missing out on that KO. Ooh, very nice play there. Very nice play. So Cinderace going for that Ironhead, revealing that Ironhead, which of course didn't manage to KO thanks to that Babiri Berry. And Sick going for the Substitute after. But that was an interesting turn, but I'm not quite sure on why the Substitute play, to be honest, because Tapu Lele is always targeting Altaria there because it's it's a big threat, and Tapu Lele, as you saw, can deal so much damage into it. So interesting turn. Lele does protect, predicting the Ironhead from the Cinderace more than likely, which it doesn't do. It goes for the goes for the U-turn, but unfortunately gets a critical hit onto the Thievul, which does one-shot it. I'm pretty sure that Thievul was surviving that hit without the critical hit, to be honest. So a very unfortunate critical hit there on Draco's Thievul. So yeah, not the best critical hit you want to see, especially so early in the game. But you know, critical hits happen. Draco just needs to try and pull this back now. We do know that Thievul is, Typhlosion, is in the back. However, he does have one more. Is it that Beedrill? Is it that Thundurus? Who knows? If it is the Beedrill, I was going to say, if it is the Beedrill, this is probably the turn you want to be bringing it out, just to apply some heavy pressure on that Rillaboom. Rillaboom, of course, can go for the fake out, but I think at this point in time now, Draco needs to be more aggressive than that, because he's a Mon down, and that critical hit just stung and really put him on the back foot. He was doing extremely well up until that point, and it's such a shame when crits like that happen, but like I said, crits are in the game for a reason, and they happen. We do see the switch there from Sick going into the Jirachi, Beedrill going for that Protect, predicting that fake out, which was a really good prediction. Moonblast just chipping away at this Rillaboom a little bit. Some good damage actually from the Moonblast. And this is now the most interesting turn. Beedrill, Draco does know that he should not be going for that poison type move, because if Jirachi goes for Follow Me, you're in a world of trouble. And Tapu Lele needs to think about maybe switching out here into the Typhlosion, because the Grassy Glide is just going to one-shot you. It's just going to take you out. So whereas Typhlosion will more than likely survive that hit quite comfortably. So yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I would. Oh wow. Okay, so we see the switch from Beedrill's side, and Tapu Lele going for the Psychic Terrain. U-turn from the Rillaboom into the Typhlosion, not dealing a lot of damage, and Cinderace comes back in. Really interesting switch there, but it really pulled off. So bravo to Draco there for the switch. I honestly wouldn't have predicted that switch. I honestly thought it was going to be the other way around, so really good. Tapu Lele goes for the Protect, as does Jirachi. Eruption, dealing a little bit of chip damage into that Cinderace. However, Cinderace has now changed its type to Bug, so the next Eruption will actually do more damage thanks to that, because of the Libero. We do see the Protect from Cinderace, however. Eruption is going to go into that Jirachi, and if it's not got Ockerberry, it's going to do a lot of damage, which it has. Oh, wow. Okay, Jirachi goes Iron Head into Typhlosion. Okay. See, that was an interesting turn as well. Jirachi, instead of targeting Tapu Lele, maybe predicting a switch, goes into the Typhlosion instead. So really interesting turn there from Sick. We do see the Protect from Jirachi. He's got to go for that. Eruption, yeah, like I said, chipping away at that Cinderace, dealing some good damage because it went to the normal type. And Rillaboom now switches in. Moonblast, taking that Rillaboom down a little bit more. So, yeah, the grassy terrain is actually healing the Typhlosion back up, which means that the eruptions will still do some pretty good damage. So, yeah, this Typhlosion, you've got to get rid of this Typhlosion if you want to win. Sick, a Rillaboom and Jirachi do not want to take damage. Grassy Guy taking out that Tapu Lele. There is the eruption once again, taking out the Rillaboom, and Jirachi going for a Wish. Wow, okay, very interesting tech there from Sick. We have Wish on the Jirachi. Really cool tech there from Sick. So, yeah, this is turning out to be quite the match, and you can see why it's the feature. We see the Protect from the Cinderace there, as does the Jirachi. Eruption, unfortunately, not going to be doing anything thanks to those Protects. Fell Stinger has been revealed as, those of you who do not know what Wish does, you use it on a turn, and then if you protect it like Sick did just then, it heals you back up to full health, or almost full health, I think it is. But really good tech there. Follow Me from the Jirachi, no surprise there, but Eruption manages to take out that Cinderace, and Fell Stinger chipping away at that Jirachi as well. That Eruption did more damage, of course, because Typhlosion's actually healing up thanks to this grassy terrain. So the Eruptions are doing more damage. Now, Altaria is on low health. It goes for the Protect. Eruption from the Typhlosion, not taking out the Jirachi, and Fell Stinger. Oh, okay, so Iron Head is the only move, but Iron Head just does not do enough damage into this Typhlosion, unfortunately. And this does really look like it's going to be Draco's game. We see the Protect from Jirachi. Altaria will be taken out. Okay, it took that really well, but Fell Stinger does manage to pick up the KO. Beedrill gets that boosted attack thanks to the Fell Stinger's move, and this does look like it's a wrap. And yeah, we do see that Typhlosion goes for the struggle there, but U-turn manages to pick up that last KO. And that is a 2-1 to Draco and his Quaxly Hotspur team. And that is his first win so far in the season. So congrats to Draco on his first win, especially against an opponent who has won twice in a row. So, it's quite a challenge going up against coaches like that who are, they've got confidence in their teams. They've got, a couple of wins, and it's really difficult going up against opponents like that. But Draco managed to pull it back really well. Some turns were quite questionable, but, Draco stuck at it, and he, he identified that Typhlosion was the, strongest Pokemon against 16, and managed just to keep those eruptions going, ticking over, chipping away slowly at these Pokemon. And, the Rillaboom couldn't really do much. The Jirachi couldn't do much to it. The only Pokemon that can do some quite significant damage into the Typhlosion was the Cinderace. But Cinderace was, it couldn't go for... I forgot it's Pyro Ball, Iron Head, Protect, and U-turn. So it didn't have a particular move that can really deal significant damage into that Typhlosion. So again, Typhlosion was the MVP for Draco because Sick just didn't have an answer for it. So really well played. I'm sure Sick will come back strong as always, and try and pick up a win in the 4th week. But yeah, congrats to Draco. On to our next match of the evening. That's Quax. I was just about to press that. It is Jenna with her PSV team, and it is against Silva with the Tyranitar Tyrants team. Now, I think Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, if you're still watching, do you want me to say what you want me to say at the start or the end of the content. Let me know whilst I jibber on at these teams. So PSV, as you can see, Jenne's got quite the team. Incineroar being the, what can I say about Incineroar, you know? I mean, there's not much to say. You all know how good that Pokemon is. There's a reason why Incineroar is literally used consistently and constantly in every gen, and well, since it's been out, should I say, and constantly used in VGC in general. So, you know, there's a reason. Of course, you know, Silver does need to be mindful of Incineroar, because Incineroar deals super effective damage into Dusclops, Latios, Ferrothorn, Executor, Cottony, Shuckle, Ice Cube. It actually deals super effective damage into more than half of Silver's team. So Incineroar here can be extremely good for Gen like extremely good. Single Strike Urshifu is extremely good into the team as well. Ninetales, the same scenario, really strong into the team. And then you know, Dragapult of course can be a significant Pokemon against Silver. So that is something that Silver has to be mindful of. However, Silver does have some Pokemon that can deal super effective damage into Gen A's team. Cloyster, for example, is very good against that Incineroar. If it gets like a Shell Smash off, it can just destroy that Incineroar with no problems. And the Ninetales, the same thing. You know, Silver can actually take advantage of the Ninetales' drought with the Executor Alola with that Chlorophyll ability. So that is something to be mindful of, as does the Maractus get that ability. So yeah, just something there to be mindful of on Jenny's side. Of course, Silver can go for, you know, Jenny's team is predominantly fast, with the odd Pokemon here and there that is slow, but predominantly fast. So, you know, Silver can go for those Trick Rooms, and, you know, Ferrothorn in Trick Room is an absolute beast. However, again, like, Jenna's got that Sun. Do you really want to be going up against the Sun team? But yeah, this is going to be a really interesting match, and I'm excited to show you all, guys. So let's jump straight into this one. Jenna with a PSV team against Silver with the Tyrants, and we see the Incineroar and the Urshifu come straight on the field, and the Diancie there with the Cottony. Fake out predicted by Silver there, but unfortunately, not a great turn. Silver mustn't have realised, I don't know, like forgot maybe that Prankster moves don't work on the dark types. Flare Blitz taking out that Ferrothorn. This is not looking good already, and Shuckle took that Wicked Blow not that well. We do see the Leech Seed from the Cottony, but it doesn't work because of Prankster, and with the combination of Wicked Blow and Flare Blitz, it takes out that Cottony with no problem. Infestation coming out from the Shuckle. However, I don't think that's just going to be enough. Ironhead coming from the Shifu, managing to pick up that KO with the ease, and that was a very, very, very quick 1-0 there. Yeah, this lead is just so powerful. We do see the Incineroar and Urshifu once again, and the Ferrothorn and the Latios coming out, but the Wicked Blow does go into the Ferrothorn, so Ferrothorn does take that quite well. Unfortunate crit there on the Latios. Wicked Blow does manage to take it out though, and Flare Blitz takes out the Ferrothorn, and it has now become a 4v2 very quickly. Shuckle and Executor Alola are the last ones. So Wicked Blow just almost one shot in that poor Executor. Assurance just taking it out and getting rid of that thing before it can even get set up. Wicked Blow and Assurance taking out that Shuckle, and that is a 2-0 to PSV. Jenna's PSV team. That was probably the fastest replay I've ever done, or fastest match I've ever commentated on. So fast that I actually couldn't keep up, because I'm trying to explain things there. But like I said in the team preview, right, Urshifu, Single Strike and Incineroar literally dealt super effective damage into 95% of Silver's team, and Jenna of course identified that and led with it as well, and Silver just couldn't have an answer. You saw in game 2, Tried switching it up with the Latios and Ferrothorn, but it just can't pay off. They just deal too much damage. Even if you got, as you saw, like even if you get a Iron defense up, Incineroar can just still Flare Blitz you and take you out. That's how strong Incineroar is, and you don't even have to put too much attack investment on Incineroar either in order to get that kind of damage, because of course Flare Blitz is a base 120 move. So yeah, GG's to Jenna. She goes off with another win yet again, and just showing how strong her team truly is. And Silver now has a little bit of climb to do, but it's still early days, so there's still a lot more matches to be played, guys. Right, that brings us on to the next match of the evening. I don't know if it will be as fast as that, but we'll see. We have Dicey with his Sacramento Score Bunny team against Slimy and the Altered Aegis team. A mono ice team going up against this team on the left. So yeah, there are some. This is actually a match that could be in Slimy's favor, because when you look at Dicey's team, ice damage deals super effective damage into the Tyranitar, the Garchomp, the Tapu Bulu, the Pidgeot, and the Venomoth. So that's quite a few Pokemon that can actually deal super effective damage into Dicey's team. And Zeraora, it can do some damage, but not too much, to be honest. And if you bring Mamoswine, then Mamoswine can just have an absolute field day with this team. However, Dicey does have that one Pokemon that can absolutely annihilate this team. Well, actually, I'll say two, but one in particular, and that is the Scizor. And if you've got a Mega Scizor, it will absolutely destroy this team. Like, Bullet Punch will just absolutely annihilate you. So that is something that Slimy has to be mindful of, and maybe come up with a strat in order to beat that Scizor, because if that Scizor does get set up with a Swords Dance, then you're in big trouble. The Darmanitan Galar could actually be a really good answer for that, because of course Darmanitan Galar has access to Flare Blitz, which not a lot of players know, so you can catch them off guard with that. Or you can just go for Fake Out Pressure from your Mr. Mime, or the Weavile, of course, or you can get your screens up with the Ninetales Alola. But this does look like a team that Slimy can take on. You just got to be mindful of that Scizor. And like I said, there were two Pokemon, and the other one is the Rapidash. And of course, Rapidash can deal with really good damage into the majority of the team, except for the Mamoswine. Mamoswine, Rapidash does have to be a little bit mindful of, though. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get straight into this, guys. Let me know if the music's too loud. And we have, I think they've already done a turn, so apologies about that. We do see the Rapidash and the Zeraora as a lead on Dicey's side, and then on Slimy's side we have got the Frozlass and the Lapras. So interesting choice of Pokemon here to lead on both sides, actually. Well, the Rapidash doesn't surprise me. There is the Flare Blitz, like I talked about. Flare Blitz does a lot of damage. Blaze Kick, dealing so much damage into that Frozlass, which does manage to get a Will-O-Wisp on the Zeraora, and I completely missed what Lapras did there, but it did a significant amount of damage. Ally Switch from the Frozlass, Morning Sun revealed from the Rapidash, and Coaching also revealed. Oh, okay, it was Drill Run. Coaching revealed on the Zeraora. The Drill Run, unfortunately, it did get burned because of the Flame Body ability. Zeraora is boosting this horse up like an absolute champ. Slimy has identified that Zeraora does need to go because of the coaching boosts, and Destiny Bond revealed there on the Frozlass as well. We do see the Blaze Kick from the Zeraora, not really dealing too much damage, and Hex from the Frozlass does manage to take out that Zeraora. So this has now become a 4v3, and there is that Scizor, like I said, and it is the Mega Scizor, and Ally Switch from the Frozlass, but it doesn't matter because Flame Charge and Bullet Punch are going to finish both of these Pokemon off. But the Rapidash has been disabled with the Flame Charge now, so it can't go for that move anymore. The Bubble and Mamoswine enters the field. We do see the Bullet Punch dealing quite a bit of damage into that Mamoswine, and the high horsepower comes off into that Rapidash, and unfortunately it gets burned from the Flame Body ability. Bullet Punch finishes off that Mamoswine. Flare Blitz. Oh wow, Flare Blitz going into that Abominable, but it doesn't matter with the Ochre Berry because it just one-shot it anyway because of the amount of coaching boosts Rapidash received from Zeraora earlier. We do see the Lapras and Mamoswine lead here from Slimy, and we see Rapidash and Zeraora once again. Protect from the Rapidash and coaching does manage to get off into that horse. Drill Run dealing some damage into that Zeraora, but unfortunately Mamoswine's high horsepower didn't manage to connect thanks to that protect. So this is going to be a little bit of a difficult situation for Slimy. Another coaching boost does come off. Flame Charge dealing quite a bit of damage, and not only that, getting a boost as well. High horsepower and Drill Run, but both moves not enough to take out this horse. Wow, you can see how strong this horse actually is. It's like absolutely taking control here. Shout out to grabbing us. Yeah, big shout out to Ted for grabbing the Christ, I can't think, the replay. So thanks, Ted. High horsepower takes out the Zeraora there, and this actually looks more now in Slimy's favor. We do see the Mega come out from the Scissor. Bullet Punch manages to one shot, well, not one shot, but finish off the Mamoswine and the I don't even know what that move was. What was that move that Lapras just went for? That was really interesting. I didn't see that move, but I just saw how much damage it dealt, and it was actually more than I thought it was going to do. There is the Mega Bomber Snow. Bullet Punch not really going to do too much damage. Flare Blitz one-shots that poor Bomber Snow. However, the horse has now finally been taken down by the Lapras. And we do see Tyranitar come in and Arctozolt in the back. Bullet Punch not doing too much, but Bolt Beak manages to take out that Christ, what's it called? Scissor, and Tyranitar taking out the Arctozolt. Oh, I think that was actually, there was the Rock Slide from the Tyranitar, and that is a 2-0 to Dicey. I kind of want to go back and watch that because I think there was a speed tie. I think. Hold on. Bear with me. I actually really want to go back and watch that. Sorry, 1 second, guys, because I was really interested there. Where's the... okay. I can... There is a way to fast forward this, right? Is there a way to fast forward this? There isn't. Is there? Oh, there is. Hold on. There is. Yep. Okay. I just want to check whether that was a speed tie, because I'm pretty sure Lapras went first to begin with. I might be wrong though. There's the Bullet Punch. There's the Bolt Beak, and then Lapras. Yes, it was actually a speed tie. So, yeah, I just wanted to double check that. So, apologies. I wanted to go back before. Yeah, I wanted to go back just to before I said anything. But yeah, that was a speed tie. So unfortunately, Slimy just unfortunately got caught out on a speed tie there. But he would have won that if Lapras, of course, won the speed tie, because Body Press would have just taken it out and then it would have gone to a game 3. But so unfortunately there for Slimy, he manages to miss out on that win of that game because of a speed tie. So unfortunate there. But I love the tech from oh, I can't remember the coach's name. I love the tech from the Zeraora and the Rapidash. The coaching with the Rapidash and just dealing significant damage. Dicey, sorry, I just remembered Dicey. Dealing significant damage. The horse just couldn't be touched. The defense boost, the attack boosts were just proven to be really troublesome for Slimy's team. And like I said in the preview, the best 2 Pokemon that Dicey can use was the Scissor and the Rapidash, and yeah, the Rapidash just showed how strong it truly is against those kind of teams. Despite, you know, being hit, I think, twice with super effective moves, it still managed to stick around and cause some more carnage. So really good tech there and movesets from Dicey. So yeah, well played. And yeah, Slimy, you know, he's got another loss, but there's still a lot of games to be played. So a lot of matches to be played, should I say. So, you know, don't lose heart, keep at it and keep winning. Right, on to the next match of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have got Dogsy, who has been here. He is a veteran for this league, and you know, Dogsy has got himself this mono normal team. We have seen him win with it. We have seen him, you know, not win with it. So this is going to be an interesting one to watch. He does go up against Hasoj with his marvelous Murkrows team, and you know, some interesting speed things going on here. You know, both teams are probably wondering, you know, do I actually want to be in Trick Room? Don't I want to be in Trick Room? You can imagine that Hasoj actually does want to be in Trick Room because, of course, Dragalge, Bronzong, Ursaluna, you know, those Pokemon are so good in Trick Room. So, you know, Trick Room could actually be more of the way to go for Hasoj. And, of course, with the redirection of Squirtle or Togekiss, yeah, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be really interesting. So this it's going to be really interesting to see like who goes for Trick Room, or does anyone go for Tailwind? You know, Hasoj has got Tailwind with the Volbeat. Dogsy has got Tailwind from the Fletchling, of course. He's also got Trick Room from the Porygon 2 as well, let's not forget. And then with the Mega Kangaskhan on his side, he can deal some really significant damage. And then, you know, Hasoj has got the Intimidate from the Arcanine. That is something that Dogsy has to be mindful of. However, Dogsy has got redirection of his own with the Indeedee female. It's just to redirect those, you know, really strong hits from Hasoj's side. Right, that is jump into it, guys. We have got Dogsy against Hasoj, and we've got the Cinccino in Indeedee against the Sceptile and Electrode. We do see the discharge there from the Electrode. Actually manages to parry its own Sceptile. Unfortunately, Triple Axel missing the KO there. That is huge. I think Hasoj forgot to Mega. So we do see the Mega come out finally, and the Lightning Rod ability does proc there, and manages to get a para on the Indeedee. I know. Unfortunately, he managed to get parried on his Sceptile, and Indeedee took out the ball. Kangaskhan getting its attack boosted up with thanks to those power up punches. Air Cutter dealing some pretty good damage there thanks to the critical hits, and Giga Drain just bringing that Sceptile back up, and Indeedee just managing to miss that KO. Unfortunately, Double Edge getting the critical hit and KO, and then Giga Drain just finishing off that Kangaskhan, and it has now quickly become a 2v2, and we do see the infamous Ditto join the field. Ursaluna going for the Protect, Break and Swipe though, taking out that Sceptile, and this has now become a 2v1. Will Indeedee finally get paralyzed? But it doesn't. It goes for the Helping Hand. Ooh, Helping Hand, Giga Drain just one shot in that Ursaluna, and it is now a 1-0 to Dogsy. Dogsy not changing anything, neither is Hasoj. Hasoj is probably going to be playing it smart this time, yep, and going for that Mega ability straight away. Discharge, managing to pick up that Paralyze on the Cinccino, and Giga Drain managing to take it out. Indeedee female is dealing some good damage here with these expanding forces, but this Sceptile is looking very scary indeed. Focus Blast unfortunately going into that Protect. Oh, Indeedee just missing out on those KOs there. We see a light screen come out from the Electrode, some good tech there. Power Up Punch, unfortunately not picking up that KO. Protect from the Kangaskhan coming out, and we do see the Discharge once again, missing out on the KO. Can Dogsy get... Oh, Dogsy managing to get another double KO. This Indeedee female is just putting in the work, And the last two from Masaji's side is the Bronzong and Togekiss. We do see the Helping Hand from Kangaskhan. Double edge, just one shot in that Togekiss, and Trick Room does go up, but this may be little too late. Body Press just finishing off that Indeedee. We do see Power Up Punch from the Kangaskhan, boosting its attack twice thanks to the ability that it gets from Mega Evolution, and Ditto now joins in, copies that Bronzong. Quick Claw Ditto as well. Bronzong goes for the Body Press, but Trick Room does finish thanks to Ditto's Bronzong, and Double Edge just dealing such good damage there. Still Roller. Ooh, okay. I think Dogsy didn't, maybe forgot that you need Terrain. Double Edge does get the KO, and that is a 2-0 to Dogsy and the Shadow Kings. Very well played there from Dogsy. Extremely well played. And like I said, you know, in the team preview, Hisoj is he would like to be in Trick Room, and Bronzong, of course, being a great Trick Room Pokemon, doing extremely well. I think for Hisoj, he ignored the Indeedee female too much. Dogsy showed in game 1 just how strong Indeedee females expanding forces were doing in that psychic terrain, and I think just ignoring that Indeedee female a little bit too much, because it just kept on chipping away, and Hisoj was rightfully so targeting the Pokemon that is usually the main threat, like the Kangaskhan, who is the Mega, or the Cinccino, who can deal actually a lot of damage thanks to the Technician ability. But it was actually the Indeedee female that was causing all the aggro for him. And I think just ignoring it that little bit too long, and instead just getting rid of it, because if you get rid of it, you get rid of redirection, and you stop all of those expanding forces from hitting your team. And but really well played to Dogsy though. You know, he just kept on chipping away with that Indeedee female, and it just proved to be really effective. Hisoj... Hisoj unfortunately didn't go for the Mega on that turn 1 on game 1, which probably cost a lot of his momentum, because he paralyzed himself and dealt quite a bit of damage into himself. But anyway, that kind of thing happens. The amount of times I've gone for a max Cannonade with my Blastoise, but switching in my Gastrodon for some strange reason, and then proccing my Storm Drain ability. All of that kind of stuff. The amount of times I've done it, we've all been there, going for a Lightning Electric type attack when you've got a Lightning Rod ability user in there. It's painful to see, but I mean, in that case, it's good to see for Hisoj. But really well played to Dogsy, so keep up the good work on both coaches. Hisoj, I'm sure you'll come back with a win. On to the next match of the evening, and is this the last one? It's not the last one, but it is the Knights of Sidonia going up Jabba. Jabba has yet to pick up a win. Needs a win, just to get some confidence going, just to get some nice rhythm going. But he is up against Politoed Belly Drummers Encore. Encore is showing how good his team is, and he's got some really interesting picks as well. Jabba has to be mindful. He's got a great team. He's got great Prankster Pokemon. He's got some really good Mega Evolution Pokemon as well, and he's got some Pokemon that can cause some quite difficult situations, like the Deoxys defense. The Haxorus as well. Actually, Electros. Not many people know this, but Electros doesn't have actually a weakness. It is the only Pokemon in the entire all the gens that does not have a weakness. No weakness. So Jabba does have to be mindful of some Pokemon on Encore side though. The Houndoom, of course, is a solar powered when it's a Mega. Riolu can go for those sunny days, but you've got to be mindful of the Politoed, who can just bring in the rain, and Ludicolo with those Swift Swim ability. Shedinja, you've got to make sure that you bring a Pokemon that can deal super effective damage into Shedinja, otherwise you're just going to lose to that thing straight off. you know, Gothitelle, of course, with the Trick Room, the Fake Out, the Ally Switch, the Hypnosis, all of those moves that cause havoc. Talonflame, of course, can go for Tailwind, Priority Tailwind. Mawile being that Mega, it's just extremely strong because it gets that huge power ability. So yeah, these are things that Jabba has to be mindful of and try to play around. But then, you know, Encore has to be mindful of what Jabba has as well. Jabba has those prankster Pokemon that can cause all kinds of trouble. Meowstic can go for Thunder Waves, it can go for, you know, screens. Riolu can go for weather control, it can go for coaching. Tornadus can go for Priority Tailwind. So many things for Encore to be mindful of against this team. You know, Pokemon like Steelix can be actually troublesome as well for him. Anyway, let's jump into this one, guys. We have got Jabba versus Encore. Politoed Belly Drummers up against Knights of Sidonia. Jabba leads off with the Huntail and Meowstic, and Encore goes for the Ludicolo and Nidoking. Really interesting choice of Pokemons here. I did not expect the Huntail to come into this one, so I'm really interested to see what it can do. We do see Meowstic with an air balloon, which has been revealed. And like I said, Meowstic can go for those prankster type moves. Yeah. Politoed does switch in there, so that will proc the Swift Swim ability. However, Meowstic does go for that Fake Out, which does go for that Fake Out, which stops the Ludicolo from going for any speedy attacks. And Whirlpool comes out from the Huntail and connects onto the Politoed, not dealing a significant damage. However, Whirlpool, if you're unaware, it does trap you in, and it does chip away at you turn by turn. I think it traps you. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it does trap you, if I remember, it does trap you, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Ludicolo here, you can imagine, is the fastest thing on the field. That Huntail's tail is annoying me. Shellos coming in. Oh, Giga Drain dealing so much damage into that Huntail, almost one-shotting it. Whirlpool connecting into that Shellos, that did switch in, proccing its Storm Drain ability, and then Politoed also proccing its Storm Drain ability thanks to the Scald that came out. However, Jabba has to be extremely careful here. Extremely careful, because Ludicolo is the fastest thing on the field, and it will one-shot that Shellos thanks to the 4x weakness. Helping Hand, Giga Drain. Infestation comes out there from Huntail, so it's going to start being quite a pain. Citrus Berry is revealed on that Politoed, and I actually don't think the Helping Hand was necessary, thanks to the stab super effective, 4x super effective move from Ludicolo. I really don't think the Helping Hand was necessary, but better to be safe than sorry. Shellos has gone. We do see the Slug go down. Ludicolo is just dancing away, loving life right now. It is absolutely controlling this game for Encore. Fake Out does come out from the Meowstic, and the Toxic comes out from Jabba's Huntail. It really does not like this Politoed, does it? It's just, you know, got a status move. The Whirlpool does finish, however, and we do see Steelix join in now. And it's a 4v2, and actually Encore's Pokemon are still relatively healthy, so this doesn't look great for Jabba, I'm afraid. Ludicolo has just been an absolute champ here. It's been healing itself up with those Giga Drains. Steelix is not really in a great position. You know, it's up against two water types. Yeah, not the best position for Steelix to be in. But that Politoed might want to think about switching out just to make sure that the rain is going. Wonder Room is actually revealed from the Meowstic. Muddy Water, unfortunately not connecting on that Steelix. There is that absolutely lovely move that you love to see, Perish Song. And it is now, all of these Pokemon are now on a timer. However, Encore does have the advantage because he can switch. He does go for the switch with the Gothitelle. Muddy Water connecting on both Pokemon. chipping away at both Pokemon and taking out that Meowstic in the process. Sorry, I got confused for a second there because Ludicolo is actually... Oh no, sorry, it's Wonder Room. It's Wonder Room. Ignore me. I thought it was Trick Room. Nidoking does switch in for the Ludicolo. Fake out, of course, from the Gothitelle. This is going to be a 1-0 to Encore because unfortunately Jabba cannot get out of this Perish Song and then protect from the Gothitelle. Earthquake from the Steelix, not even managing to pick up the KO there, and it does go down to that Perish Song. So yeah, really well played there from Encore. Jabba mixing it up now, going for a dual Prankster lead. You don't see that often. You really do not see that often. Dual Prankster. We do see Ludicolo and Nidoking on Encore's side. Oh, is it 2 times? Oh, of course, yeah, it's just water. Yeah, because it gets its ground when it becomes... Yeah, okay, so the helping hand was definitely the play then. We do see the switch there from Encore, bringing in the Gothitelle, making sure that both Pokemon stay in. However, it did take a chunk of damage there from the Tornadus, revealing knockoff, actually, which is really interesting tech. You usually see Tornadus as a special. However, this looks like a physical Tornadus. Fake out there does go into the Tornadus, and now Perish Song is set up once again from Encore. All of these Pokemon are now stuck in, for better or for worse. You can imagine that Gothitelle more than likely goes for a Protect here just to avoid any damage. Politoed could switch out back into Nidoking. You know, Jabba probably wants to think about maybe doubling up on that Politoed slot. Predicting a switch in. That's something that I would do. You know, I can imagine that Gothitelle probably does protect here, and also Gothitelle's not really going to be doing too much damage into either of your Pokemon, so it is free to go into that Ludicolo. There is the protect from the Gothitelle. We do see the Leer from Meowstic, and knockoff unfortunately is not going to be doing anything because of the protect. Now Ludicolo can fake out one of these Pokemon, and you can imagine that it's more than likely going to be that Tornadus to avoid any damage. And Meowstic, you know, has to think about trying to do something because it's trapped in and it's got to do something damage-wise. Yeah, there is the double protect from... Was that a double? It was a double, wasn't it? Yeah, a double protect from the Gothitelle. Fake out does come off into the Tornadus. Not sure whether the double was actually necessary. Personally, I don't think it was actually necessary. But maybe just trying to avoid like a, I don't know, like a foul play or something from Meowstic. But we do see this is the last turn of Perish. However, Encore does not have any more. Ice Beam does come out from Ludicolo, taking out that Tornadus, and Meowstic does go down because of the Perish Song as well. The rain has finished, however, so Ludicolo, you know, may not be the fastest thing on the field anymore. Huntail and Mr. Mime join in, and this is now a 4v2, and it's, you know, this is going to be really difficult for Jabba to come back from. You know, Politoed can actually just go for that Perish Song once again. However, Mr. Mime does have access to Fake Out, so it can just go straight up for the Fake Out into the Politoed. If it wishes. If it wishes. We do see the Protect from the Politoed. Oh, we see the Follow Me this time from Mr. Oh, Giga Drain deals so much damage. And we do see the Toxic, unfortunately, going into the Politoed, but it goes into the Protect. I'm not sure if, you know, Toxic is the way to go because you've got a long way to go with this. Muddy Water connecting on both Pokemon, taking out that Mr. Mime, and Whirlpool connecting onto that Politoed, and just chipping away at that Politoed. And that is really good tech from the Huntail, but I think at this point it is little too late. We do see the Helping Hand Giga Drain, and Huntail goes down, and that is a 2-0 to Encore and his Politoed Belly Drummers team. And as you saw, Politoed, like, regardless of like not really doing much in regards of damage, Politoed was the one controlling the whole thing. It was putting the Perish songs down. It was going for the helping hands to apply more damage from for the Ludicolo. And I think it actually only went for one damaging move, the Scald, which actually managed to get redirected from the Storm Drain. Other than that, I can't remember if it actually did any like actual physical like damage. But the Perish song, managing, like I said, it was just controlling the game, and Ludicolo and Gothitelle, as those switch-ins with the fake out pressure being really significant in Perish trap teams, of course. And unfortunately, Jabba just didn't have much of an answer for it. The Huntail did have that Whirlpool, however, and the Toxic as well. However, it just wasn't enough. And I think like with the Perish trap teams, it's really difficult to try and stop them, because I think 9 times out of 10 you're not going to stall them, because they're built to stall you. So in order for you to beat them, you need to deal heavy damage, like really heavy significant damage into them. And Jabba almost was getting to that point with the Tornadus, the physical Tornadus, which was cool to see, like dealing that damage, that quite heavy damage. But Tornadus was really the only Pokemon that was doing that. The others just weren't really doing enough to contribute in damage wise. But the Meowstic, like the Meowstic, the Prankster Meowstic, it just needed more damage, output, and you need that against Perish trap teams. But really well played from Encore, though. Perish trap teams are really difficult to try and break, and sometimes you expect it, and then other times you don't. But I just think the only way to beat Perish trap teams are being hyper aggressive and hyper offensive, just to make sure that you get one shots every turn, and then predicting switch-ins as well is really important for Perish trap teams. But Jabba does get another loss, but there's loads of matches to be played, and I'm sure Jabba will pick up some wins, and just to keep going at it. Right, we are on our last match of the evening, and we have got Ted's Sky Strikers team up against the Georgia Grand Bulldogs, Esquire. Wow, what teams we've got here, Oh yeah, you're right. Mr. Mime does have soundproof. Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure why you didn't bring it earlier then. But anyway, Ted's Sky Strikers team up against the Georgia Grand Bulldogs. We have, Ted has got an extremely cool team here. I'm actually going to show Ted something later on, because I'm sure he'll like it, because he's got the Pokemon in the team. I've done some artwork, and he's actually got the Pokemon in his team, so I'm sure he'll like this. But yeah, anyway, but onto the team. Ted has got, when you look at this team, it is very heavily kind of like Trick Room orientated. You've got the Cradile, you've got the Skuntank, Oranguru, Melmetal. These are like heavy Trick Room hitters. But on the other end of the spectrum, though, he's got the extremely fast Pokemon with the Speed Boost Blaziken, that of course can be the Mega. Basculegion is fairly quick as well. Murkrow going for those priority Tailwinds can be an issue for Esquire. And then Xurkitree, let's not forget Xurkitree, which is really quick. I think I want to say base 90. I think it's a base 90 Pokemon, but I could be wrong. It could be faster than that. But yeah, so these are things that Ted has to be, Esquire has to be mindful of with Ted's team. And, he's got the Follow Me with the Togepi, of course. And let's not forget Purugly. If he brings Purugly, Scrafty is going to proc that Defiant ability if it is Intimidate Scrafty. So that is something to be mindful of. However, Ted has to be very mindful of the Esquire's team. Mega Gengar is one of the best Megas in the game, and it can trap you as well, let's not forget. And then the thing is as well, though, if Ted goes for Trick Room, that's actually something that Esquire wouldn't mind, because Scrafty, Araquanid, Goodra, Regice are all slow Pokemon, so that is something that, you know, Esquire wouldn't actually mind. He does have access to the Trick Room as well, let's not forget, from the Delphox and Gengar. Luminion is the Tailwind setter, so it can go fast if it wants to. And Emolga? I think Emolga gets Tailwind. Do correct me if I'm wrong though on that one, but I think in a gen it did get access to Tailwind, but I could be wrong. But yeah, you know, Esquire has to be mindful of some of these Pokemon that Ted has at his disposal. Like I said, that Paragly with the Defiant ability, the Murkrow Prankster Pokemon, Melmetal. You know, Melmetal is a beast in Trick Room, so you've got to be careful of that Pokemon. And, you know, this whole trapping, we've got another team that can trap you in with this Dugtrio and Gengar, so it's going to be really interesting to watch. Let's get into this one, guys. This is the last match of the evening. We have... sorry about that. We have got the Grand Bulldogs up against the Sky Strikers. On Ted's side, we have got the Skuntank and the Paragly. Like I said, Paragly is a really great Pokemon against the Esquire's team, and Delphox and Dugtrio are on the field. Now, if that is Arena Trap Dugtrio, that does mean that both Pokemon are stuck on the field for Ted, and the Cat does go for the Fake Out. Rock Slide managing to hit on both Pokemon, and Sludge Bomb just chipping away at that Dugtrio, but the Rock Slide did some quite, you know, a little bit of chip on both Pokemon. It's good chip as well, you know, bringing them both down to the 70% mark. In the 70% mark, should I say. Delphox going for that Protect, high horsepower, connecting on the Skuntank, managing to get the KO, but Aftermath dealing some damage and bringing that Dugtrio down to below half HP. And we do see the Murkrow join in now. And Murkrow is a prankster Pokemon, of course, and it can go for those priority Tailwind. It can go for Haze. It can go for Perisong. Who knows what it will go for. What we do know is that it will go first. We do see the switch there from the Delph. Oh, okay. High horsepower, getting a critical hit. That critical hit could have really mattered there. Icy Wind from the Bird, managing to pick up that KO on the Dugtrio. That critical hit could have mattered there. It does get Tailwind. I was right. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it did get Tailwind. Yeah, that critical hit could have been really significant there, unfortunately. Did manage to pick up that KO. However, you know, Dugtrio does hit pretty hard. But and it is stab damage, so who knows? It might. Oh, okay. I can see in the chat there that Ted's saying crit mad, but then again, Ted says that a lot. We do see Blaziken on the field now. You can imagine that he's probably going to go for a Protect. But however, you've got to be mindful of this Delphox, because Delphox does have access to Trick Room. So do you really want Trick Room to go up? We do see the switch there. Scrafty coming in with that Intimidate ability. We do see the Protect, double Protect on both Pokemon. And Delphox does get that Trick Room up. And now Blaziken is in a world of trouble because it just got a speed boost. Which you don't want to get, of course, in Trick Room. Yeah. So it does get access to Trick Room. And, you know, that Delphox has gone for that Trick Room. Which has now put Ted in a really awkward spot. Like a really awkward spot. Yeah, you know, the chicken has been intimidated as well. We do see the Mega there come out. Drain Punch, chipping away at that Murkrow. Psychic, managing to pick up that KO onto the Blaziken thanks to the stab, super effective damage. And unfortunately, the little bird didn't manage to pick up the KO. Drain Punch does manage to finish it off though. And that is a 1-0 to Esquire. And yeah, Ted probably has to change things up now. And he's gone with the Xurkitree and the Murkrow this time. And Esquire keeping it exactly the same with the Dugtrio and Delphox. This is not a great position for Xurkitree. Doesn't really want to be facing this Dugtrio. we do see the high horsepower come out from the Dugtrio, and does go into that protect. Delphox went for the protect, however, and so that means that Dark Pulse didn't manage to get any damage off. However, that was an interesting turn, because you could have maybe Ted was predicting a Trick Room there from the Delphox, maybe, and just wanted to get a bit of damage and a potential flinch. However, if he had gone for a Icy Wind, that would have been so good for him, because he could have lowered that speed on the Dugtrio, and then Xurkitree would have been in a more favourable position. However, we do see the high horsepower connect, and it one-shots that poor little Xurkitree. Dark Pulse managing to connect, not getting a flinch, and the Heat Wave from Delphox bringing that bird down to its sash. We do see the cat, Aaron, come on the field, and you can imagine that fake out is coming in something's direction. More than likely the Dugtrio, predicting a protect from the Delphox. Yeah, there is the fake out. However, Delphox didn't go for the protect, but it does get taken out by the Dark Pulse, and that is now a 3v3. That was a good turn from Ted there. Predicted the that the Delphox wouldn't go for a protect and went for the Dugtrio, and the bird managing to pick up that KO. So good turn there. Tailwind does go up from Murkrow, and Knockoff managing to pick up that KO on the Dugtrio. However, the Arachnid did just get a Iron Defense off, so that means that it's going to be very bulky now. However, the cat has just been procced. Its Defiant ability has been procced by Scrafty, and its attack has been boosted. We see a double protect from Ted. Good call, because you go for the fake out, and you're predicting a fake out, so you might as well go for a double protect here. So good turn there. It would have been good for Esquire probably to go for another Iron Defense there, but last resort, not managing to pick up the KO, but Icy Wind does from Murkrow, and Arachnid now goes for the liquidation, dealing some pretty good damage into the cat. But this looks good, Ted. This is a 3v1 now, but Arachnid is extremely strong. Last resort, and Dark Pulse chipping away at this spider, water spider should I say, but it is leftovers, so it will be boosting up. That is not a good Pokemon to have in the back. Blaziken does not really want to be looking at this water spider. You can imagine that he probably goes for a protect. Yep, there's the protect from Arachnid. Flare Blitz and the Dark Pulse connected into that. I think Esquire just wants that extra little bit of health. If Flare Blitz and Dark Pulse does... Okay, Flare Blitz not really doing that too much. 16%. Dark Pulse not doing enough. Leech Life comes out from the spider, and it manages to pick up the KO. Are we going to see a comeback here from the water spider? Does Ted not have any other physical type move from the Blaziken? Protect from the Arachnid. I think the water spider actually will bring this back, because there's the Flare Blitz, not managing to pick up the KO. Arachnid with the liquidation does pick up the KO, and that is a 2-0 to Esquire and his Grand Bulldogs team. Really well played there from Esquire. However, Ted played extremely well in the second game, but it was just so unfortunate that Blaziken didn't have another move, or maybe it did have another move. Can't remember its set, to be honest with you. All I saw was Protect and Flare Blitz. I'm trying to think of any other moves, but yeah, I can't remember of the others. But unfortunately, he just didn't have enough damage to deal with that water spider in the end. That single Iron Defense managed to be so pivotal in that game. So really well done to Esquire in order to get that Iron Defense up in the first place. Which is not easy to do, especially when you're, a little bit on the back foot, which Esquire had been. And yeah, getting an Iron Defense is not easy. But he managed to put it off, and the spider managed to come back. So, which I love to see. I love to see those kind of matches. It reminds me of other matches. But yeah, really well played. So Esquire, I'm sure Ted will pick up a win soon. And yeah, that is it for the matches. So what does that mean to the league table? Jenny, with that win, she maintains that winning streak and keeps on that top winning spot on first place with a 3-0 record and a +6 GD. Dicey with the Sacramento Score Bunnies team, again with another win, keeps that pressure on Jenny in that second place. And also Polytoad Belly Drummers, Encore, with that another win, managing to stay in that third place. Dogsy with that win pushes them up to the fourth place with a 2-1. Georgia Grand Bulldogs with that win in the last match, pushing them up to the fifth place with a 2-1 record. And then Chillin Chespins in sixth place. Ted with that loss there with the Sky Strikers at seventh place. Silver going down to the 8th place because of that loss. And then Quaxly Hotspur PC managing him to push up to 9th place. That's a 1-1. I'm just noticing that's a 1-1. Is that supposed to be 1-2? I think that's a 1-2, guys. Yeah, so that, ignore that 1-1 there. It is a 1-2. But because of the win, that does mean that Draco pushes up to 9th place. Hasaj, because of that loss there, manages to goes down to the 10th place. And then Slimy and Jabba do still need to pick up a win, and they're in the 11th and 10th spot. So that is the table so far, and we're in our third week, so technically fourth week now, but there's still a lot of matches to be played, guys, so don't get too disheartened if if results aren't going your way. Just keep adjusting, try new things with your teams, see what works, see what doesn't work, and try to find the weaknesses in your opponents. That's all you've got to try to do, and just try your best and have fun with it as well, guys. Anyway, I have been your host, Aaron T. Marshall. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, guys, and I will see you next week on week 4. And speak to you all soon. Good night, and see you soon. Mwah.